Okay, so we're taking over the second phase of this, which is now the designing of the crown that we scanned. So we just came up to the tech lab. You're just going to open up this the 3Shape software, and you're just going to double click and hit accept. And from here, you're just going to actually try to find your case once the software comes in. So hit later. And what you're going to do is search the case. If you scanned it today, you're going to go right into today. If it was scanned in the last 2 days, you can go there and you'll still see it there. If it was last week, you'll see it there. If it was in the last 2 weeks, you'll see it there. Anything beyond that, what you're wanting to do is, you can't see it, but right up into this corner, there's a search button. You can just type in the name and it will bring that up. But because we already know where it's at, we can just come in here, click on that case right there. You can actually go into next, or you can right click and go into design. So all we're going to do is open that up in the design software now. And while that's bringing that up, don't get too click happy because the software runs slower than yourself. So once we have this up, now we're bringing this up where it's talking about where the crown is located. What we want to do is come back a stage so we can actually go into prepare. So click on the prepare button right here. You're going to go into occlusal alignment. This is important because this is how it's going to orientate the crown. So what we're doing is you have 3 little buttons here. You have right now the red, that's a rotational. So all we're going to do is rotate this, place this directly over where those teeth are. You can see for a second, all of the molars are kind of set up and the occlusion. And what you're going to do is this rotation, bring it down, bring this side down so it's kind of orientating it. And now we've got the cusp tips kind of correct and everything else. Now we've got the orientation correct into that position. Now we can go into sculpt. So what we do is you can go into sculpt anatomy and all that, and all you're doing is you can get rid of certain aspects of this. And you don't really want to get rid of anything because of the fact that it's been scanned and cleaned up. And you can even see here, remember where I said you scan the individual die? You can see how it's separated the die from the adjacent tooth. So you can actually see where it's actually separated everything and made it like nice and clean without that attachment point. So all we're going to do is go into next again. It's where you can sculpt. These little knives right here, you can actually go in and do certain things. So say you want to remove a tooth. Say you're going to do a bridge and you're going to do an immediate. This is more just for fun to show you. You can click on the tooth removal tool. You can actually click on that one tooth and it will get rid of the tooth for you. But we're not really doing any of that for this case, but that's some of the areas you can deal with. You can paint areas out, you can add material to certain areas. You can do a lot of that within these sculpting, but we're not going to do that, so we're just going to go into next. Right now it's telling you what to do. It's telling you where the preparation is. It's tooth number 13. It's already highlighted. Say you clicked on the wrong tooth, you can actually turn around and move that point. You can clear the points and you can actually change it. So you can go into next. Now this is the path of insertion. This is very important because of the fact that you don't want, you can see this little arrow. It's telling you how that path of insertion of the crown is going to go in. So if you don't like that path of insertion and you like that path of insertion, you can come in here and you can actually change that insertion direction. That insertion direction is perfect for what we're looking at right there. So we're just going to go next. Now this is where it's going to put your margin on. And you can actually see where it takes off the rest of the model, and it's just giving you where that margin is, what the computer thinks the margin is. If your margin's nice and sharp, everything should be right in here. And you can see, kind of see how you get this little line right here of light. Your margin's going to be right below that. And right now, you can see right where that margin is. Dr. Taylor did an excellent job marking his margins. So nothing needs to be changed. But say you don't like something, you can click on this little point, left click, and you can redraw the margin. You can come in here, you can redraw it by left clicking and just drawing the line. If you don't like the change you made, you can just go back again, and it puts it right back to where the computer has done it. So you can change this margin at any point in time just by redrawing it. So if there's something you don't like, redraw it, and it will save it as soon as you make that change. If you don't like it, you can just go back. Every click you make, these little back buttons help you go back to where you were at previously. Margins are great, so all I'm going to do here is we're going to go into next, which is the die interface, which everything is nice on here. You don't have to deal with anything on that aspect. So we're just going to go into next again. And now we're into Smile Composer. And you can see the computer puts a crown in there that they think is right. The computer's never right. So that's what the crown is. You can see the overhang of the margin here. You can see your mesial and distal marginal ridges aren't correct. You can even see the alignment isn't correct here as the height. This is where the artistic part of it comes in. You're going to have to turn around and make these changes to that tooth to match what you're wanting. So what you're going to do is you can go into the sculpt button right in here, and you're going to see all these tools right in here. This is individual morphology. You can turn around and go into this, which is individual morphing. The paint tool, this is going to be your attachments. You're not going to use that for here. Your plane cut you're not going to use, and all of these you're not going to really use except for this one. But for designing right now, we're just going to deal with the individual tools. And on the individual tools here, if you click on it, you can see what these little buttons do. Think of this as being a sight. However you're looking at that crown is what you're going to be changing. First thing I don't like is this bulbousness, that over contour, and how it's shoveled in. I can get rid of that over contour by bringing that green in directly to where that margin is. You can see the margin coming through right here. I can also say I don't like how far down that tooth is, so I can look at it from this and I can bring up that margin to match the lowest position of that margin, which is right about there. And now I can see where that margin is. I can bring that out just to where it covers that marginal area. I'm going to look at the back too, and you can see how this margin's still a little bit off. So I'm going to bring this right back to that exterior part of that margin. The margin will never be finalized without the crown attaching to that margin. So what I've done is I've just brought those lines directly where we're at. Now we can sit there and say, oh, now it's under contoured in this area. So I can actually bring this yellow, and it brings that area right in to that alignment. It's too vertical here, but we'll change that here in a second. Same thing here. We want to bring this out a little bit, and you can see how bulbous this is here, and how flat this is going from the margin up. So we can actually change a lot of that. Other things that aren't quite correct are your mesial and distal marginal ridges. You can see how tight this one and low that is, and this one's low too. So we're going to change that by changing out some of the morphology, and that's where you're going to click on this individual morphing tool, and you'll see how it has that little crosshair. What you're going to want to do is see how big that green circle is right here. What we want to do is kind of make that a little bit smaller. See, now you're going to only work in small areas. So you can click on certain areas. You can click on this little green dot right here that's right in the back, and you can bring that whole marginal ridge to kind of match what's at. You can do that same thing here. You can bring that marginal ridge up. Now we're getting somewhere very close to the marginal ridge that we like. Same thing here. If I want that central fossa to be moved, see how this central fossa is here and this one's here? I can move that central fossa a little bit more towards the mesial. The other thing I want to do here, or not mesial, buccally. I want to change this tip. This is just too sharp right in here. So I can go back to the morphology. I can make that a larger circle, and I can actually tip that down And now I can actually make it smaller, and I can actually just tip that, make that a little bit more bulbous, and I can find out if that's kind of the height that I want. I can actually move that tip more towards. And these tools right here allow you to bring certain things in, like occlusion and everything else. So I want to see where my tip is. I want that cusp fossa relationship right in here. So I'm going to see exactly where I'm located, and I can move that tip right where I want. Same thing here. I can bring that down, and I can bring this one up. So now I can kind of see what I'm looking at. Right in here, see how far this one's out? I want that lingual cusp to be into that central groove on the opposing. So I want to be able to bring that whole groove right here more towards this position. So now I can bring in my occlusion again, and I want to see exactly where my occlusion, now I'm getting it right where I want. It's kind of right in that central fossa area, and I can sit there and say, I want that tip more right in here. I can actually move it through this position. So I can make that a little bit smaller, and I can come back over here and just change that grooving right in here. Now I can get rid of that. Now I know my position's correct. Does it look right? No, this is too flat, this is too round. I can actually come in here, move that, and move that more around in that position. So now I have kind of what I'm looking for, just general shape. It's not perfect, it's not exactly what I want in this position. The other thing I need to look at is occlusion. See right in here where the red lines are, you can actually see where your occlusion's hitting heavy. See all that red? It's going through your opposing. So at this point in time, I can go into morphology. I can actually bring this occlusion down. I still want the red there, but I want that red to be right in that spot right here. So I'm going to go change this out a little bit. And now I can actually change it here and bring certain areas down and bring certain areas up. And when I change this, this will flatten out. As Dr. Taylor and I were talking, your models on your typodont are all natural teeth. There's no wear facets, there's no occlusion patterns, there's nothing. So to create the flat spots that you would normally get in a natural dentition, they've had years of excursives, movements and wear and attrition and wear facets that you're going to create flat spots just through your natural occlusion patterns. These typodonts don't have it, so you're going to have to create a flat spot. So what we're doing is we know we want a flat spot right here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring this area in just to create a nice flat position. And I want at least a couple of these positions because for your grading, you want to be able to have at least one centrum contact. And that could be, in this scenario, right on your lingual cusp. It could be right down in your central fossa, but right now we don't have anything down in here. So I want to bring this up to create that contact. But right now it's on a slope, so I don't want that slope there. So what I want to do is I want to bring this up enough to be able to create that, and I want to reduce all of that down to where I'm just creating a nice flat pattern. And I don't want any slopes there, so I'm just trying to get that slope, and you want to keep it a little high so you can grind it in. As long as it's sitting within a flat slope in here, we should be good, and we should have one right here. I can't really create, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. If I try to create one on your mesial and distal marginal ridge, you're going to see how high I have to make that mesial marginal or distal marginal ridge when it's sitting up higher than the adjacent tooth. So you have to ask yourself, do you want one on the mesial and distal marginal ridge, even though your mesial and distal marginal ridges are going to be higher than your mesial or distal tooth? That's something that you will have to adjust based on what you want. So me, I like something more in that central region, but that's more of a personal like or dislike, but you definitely don't want it on slopes. The other thing, it's sloping here on that mesial, so I want to create it more into this position here, so I'm not creating it on that slope. And now that I've gotten something close, I want to paint that. I can come into this paint pattern right in here. I can go into the plus sign. This allows how big the material is. This movement allows how small the material needs to be. This is how much material I'm adding. So if I want something more like here, I can come in here and I can just keep clicking on this to create that flat pattern. But if I don't like it, undo it. It's right now having to reach for that contact. So right in here, I'm going to create something more over here to create that so it's not on the slope. Now I've gotten two positions right in here. Nice pattern here and a nice pattern here that's creating a nice flat slope. If you create two positions of flat contacts, if you accidentally finish one out, you're good to go. You at least have the one. The next thing I can do here is I want to actually come in here, and you see these contacts here and here. I can turn around and remove a lot of these contact positions just by changing the positions here. I can actually click back on the individual, and what I want to do is I can come in here from the underneath, and I want to see exactly how much I want to remove. I can come back in here and I can actually keep removing this until I get a nice broad contact. The whole game of this is tall and broad. You don't want pinpoint contact. Same thing here. This is a nice finish here. There are tools that you can actually utilize by going into this tool, the Smart Tools, and you can recreate, you can actually get rid of your contacts. This is your occlusal contact right here, and it's saying plus 0.05. If I click on it, this will actually take it away and you don't even see those in here. I like, especially in your project, to see those reds. So I'm going to go ahead and take those back out. And I can do my mesial and distal contacts too, which is right here, and I can hit play. And it's going to remove those contacts where you don't have any. But if you look through it, you can see how it's kind of divoted in. See how it divots? I want those contacts to still be there. As long as you're seeing where the red's at, it might take a little bit more for finishing by hand, but you'll be more consistent on getting what you want when you go to seat your crown on your die. This allows you to change those. If we turn around to design these and there's no contact and you're missing the contact at the time of the milling, you're going to have to do something to add to it. So it's always better to have a little bit extra and then not enough. So as long as you're seeing a nice little pinpoint contact here, here, and here, and here, you can finish those down through diamonds and rubber points to create a nice, broad, flat contact position, especially on your occlusion and your interproximal contacts that create nice, broad, flat contacts that you really want in the real world experience too. So in this scenario, I want to look at this one more time and see exactly what I have. I've got all my contacts exactly where I want, and I'm just kind of looking at it from both aspects. I'm using this kind of as my gun. I'm using the adjacent teeth as my central point. So if I were to draw a line here from that shiny point here, shiny point here, shiny point here, and I'm looking down at that nice shiny point right in here, I'm seeing that that's pretty close to what I want. I might turn around and say, I want that cusp just a little bit shorter. I can go back into the morph and I can actually come in here and just shorten that cusp if you want it down a little bit shorter. That's about right there. I don't want to bring this position down because of the fact that that's where my contact is. So overall, that's kind of what you're looking for all your contact positions, your mesial marginal ridges, your distal marginal ridges, your flat contact on the top. You're not getting multiple different contacts. If you can just keep those to two, you're going to be pretty safe on finishing that without causing too much problems for your grade project. So at this point in time, I'm pretty happy with the general design of this. If you're not, you can continue to play with this. I can turn around and say I want deeper grooves right in here, these formative lobes. I can come in here and groove those out a little bit more. But looking what they have here and what they have here, I'm pretty close to what I'm looking for. And keep in mind, these teeth, everybody wants to get into the weeds at this stage of the game. Think of it this way. A bicuspid is the size of my pinky fingernail. That tooth is the size of my fist. If you're going to actually judge your crown at this stage, bring it down to what the tooth is supposed to look like. And that's down here. Another thing that people want to do is if you're wanting to create all of this, you can say, oh, I lost all this anatomy in here. I can come back into the paint tool. I can actually come in here to the minus hand, and I can actually take a lot of this material away, keep it nice and small, and I can actually come in here and I can actually redraw some of my anatomy. My supplemental anatomy, I can do that, and then I can come back in here with the smooth tool and I can actually smooth some of this away. If you just want a little bit nicer anatomy or whatever, you can actually come back in here and play with it and adjust it. But when the game is there, the way I've always been trained is match the anatomy of the teeth that are around it. Don't match the tooth. If you're having a 75-year-old patient that has their anatomy as flat as anything, why are you going to create a 12-year-old tooth that has all these nice triangular ridges and distal marginal ridges and supplemental anatomy? Match what's currently there and you're always going to be safe. So I'm going to say, for play purposes, I'm done. So all I'm going to do at this point in time is I'm going to go into next. Once the next is here, it's going to say, hey, your prep is not matching the minimum thicknesses of those certain areas. We can go ahead and fabricate this crown for you. With experience, I know I can get a zirconia crown down to a certain thickness. But for purposes of this project, to be safe for milling, always hit violates materials. Are you allowed to ignore by pressing no? So you're allowed to ignore this if you sit no. But you're also taking a chance that when they mill this, that you're going to perforate the crown. So I always say yes to all. So what it's going to do is it's going to turn around and fix all those thin areas, and it might actually bring up some of all that anatomy that you put in. It's going to fill that back up. And you can see how some of this doesn't look right in here, but that might have not met the minimum thickness requirements. This system, I believe, is set at 1.25 millimeters for milling purposes. So that's what you're going to get. And then at that point in time, you can actually open up, you can finish it, but your contacts are still there. Everything is there that you left. It just might mean you have a couple more contacts you might just have to thin out at the finished product. But don't hit no and actually ignore those minimum thicknesses. Hit yes to all. It will fill those in, but I think for the grading of the project, it's more important to have the minimum thicknesses and have your contact positions correct than having all your exact supplemental anatomies and your triangular ridges. It's best to have a very good go-by of what the crown should be for the physical standpoint of the crown. Once that's done, you can sit there and say the crown's finished. So all you're going to do is hit close. Once that's closed, then you'll see the percentage points in here, or percentage guideline. It will come down. Now the crown is completed. At this point in time, the crown's done designing, but we're having to confirm this and actually place this crown into an STL file format. So what you're going to do is right click on that. You're going to go into advanced. You're going to go into generate cam output. You're going to click on that. That's taking that file directly in from a 3.0x software for the 3 shape, and it's actually allowing you to bring that crown back to an STL. Now we have to download that crown. So all we're going to do is right click again, go into advanced, and we're going to explore the cam. By going to explore cam, it should bring everything up, and this crown should be this crown right in here, STL. You can double click on that crown to see the actual crown and say, yep, that is my crown. Everybody gets wrapped around the weeds about this area right in here. This is the external portion of the margin right here. This point is for milling safety. If the margin goes to a knife edge, it has a very good chance on chipping that margin away. So even though it looks massive, and these margins, this little protection's only maybe 2/10 of a millimeter. It's fractional. A rubber point will remove that, but don't panic about it. That's there for the safety of the milling process. But again, when you bring this back to the normal size crown, can't even see it. So don't get wrapped up in the weeds when you're trying to finish certain things out. This will actually be finished out with a rubber point when you go to hand finish this. Once that's done, we're ready to go. We've explored it. That is the crown. So all we're going to do at this point in time is close that down.
I hope this is helpful to you in learning how to scan and design your crown for the zirconia crown project. Larry gives you a lot of really practical, good information, and it's such good advice to keep you out of the weeds where you can endlessly go working on minutia that don't really matter. He took you to the important areas and he got you to an end point quickly. That's the way you need to do this project, and really it's a good approach to anything we do in dentistry. Get to the things that are important and get to an end point and make it work, and don't get lost in the weeds and worry too much about minutia. So that's the scan and design portion of this project. Once this crown is milled, we'll show you how the lab would get it ready, and then how you would deliver it to your patient to type it on. Thanks.